Progress towards our running goals is not always linear. Some days you feel like you can conquer the world and smash all your targets. Other days, like today, you have to bank the positives, take them forward and eventually attain your higher goal. Today is the story of the Brigg Poppy 10K 2024. Sunday, 27th of October 2024, and this morning we are in the Lincolnshire market town of Brigg, and we are here to do
the Brigg 10K.
More specifically, the Brigg Poppy 10K. Now, this is a race we've never done before. We've had our eye on it for a few years. It used to take place, as the name suggests, around Remembrance Sunday, but they've now moved it to late October. It's a flattish course, quite scenic, so really looking forward to this morning's race.
What beautiful conditions we have as well. It's sunny, got beautiful sunshine.
Yeah, quite cool, 6 degrees, which for many people is an ideal racing temperature. So we're just off to collect our numbers, do a warm-up, and then head over to the start. First challenge in the Poppy Challenge is to find our numbers and where they are located. That's where it says race registration, funnily enough.
Oh yeah.
Well, seamless so far. We've got our numbers and there's about an hour to the start of the race, so let's go and get warmed up. So this race is organised by an events company called Curly's Athletes. Most recently we did one of their races at Woodall Spa back in June. They're renowned for organising fast, flat races in the Lincolnshire area.
Always well organised.
So I think there's about 1,000 runners registered to take part today, so a medium-sized race, so there should be plenty of people running at our respective paces too.
And plenty of parking. We have parked in Tesco car park where you can park for 3 hours. Hopefully I'll be finished by then.
I think this is one of about 18 Tesco's I've been to this year. I like to list them in my head. If you ask nicely, as a Christmas special, I'll tell you all the Tesco's we've visited on our running journeys this year.
What's your choice of kit?
Choice of kit is going to be my Tracksmith vest, my Nike Vaporfly 3s, Ron Hill shorts, and as usual on this series I've set my watch to record a 10 times 1k session so I can see for each kilometre what pace I'm running, how far I've got to go in that kilometre, and then we go again. Let's see what number we are. Is it a lucky one? 158. Does anyone remember watching Morecambe and Wise as a kid? Eric Morecambe's special trick? There we go. So this isn't the first time we've parked in this Tesco car park this year. Oh no, we're back here in March I think, because the start of the Ancombe Valleyway Park Run is just a couple of 100 yards in that direction, and that's where we're going for our warm-up. So legs not feeling particularly poppy today. I've just realised on re-editing I made a pun on the word poppy, unintentional, but there you go, have that one for free. Been hitting the gym this week, introduced some plyometrics as well. It's all good for the long-term gain, but yeah, just relaxed really, just going to enjoy this morning, turn the legs over and see where we go. Well, we'll go along the course obviously, but see what position and time we finish in. We got to the start pen in good time, and it was nice to meet my old friend Keith there from Barnsley AC. He was going for a time of somewhere around the mid 38 minutes. Pre-race prayer there for Dawn. Oh, yeah. So the Brigg Poppy 10K starts with a loop around the market town of Brigg. There's some really attractive buildings here dating back to late 17 and early 1800s. And for a Lincolnshire market town on a Sunday morning, I felt there was really good crowd support at the beginning and end of the race for the Brigg Poppy 10K. So good surface so far. Obviously the buildings are sheltering us from any breeze that there was. There was just the light breeze when we get onto the countryside, but at the moment you can't feel a thing. And as you can see, there's people passing me, there's people to work with, but even at this stage there's not too much congestion on the course and you get a nice free flowing run. So we have to make a few bends when wending our way out of Brigg, and we'll soon be on a lovely flat out and back in the Lincolnshire countryside. Beautiful sunshine, as you can see. What a glorious day to be running in. Now you may think, if my main goal is to run a sub 40 10k and I've got some very fast races entered at the end of November and beginning of December, what is the point of doing a race at the end of October? I had an old coach who used to warn me against over racing. He said, why keep pulling up the potatoes just to check they are growing? Well, yes, I agree in principle if I was single and laser focused on the one goal. But Dawn and I both love coming to events like this, taking part in races, experiencing new races, meeting friends at said races, and just having a great morning out. Yeah, we could be doing a session up and down the local TPT aimed at improving overall 10k times, but we'll be missing out on this glorious morning in Lincolnshire and this fantastically organised 10k road race. So just about to take another bend here. Now take a close look at the road surface here. There's a few cracks a little bit broken up, but basically when you've run as many road races as I have, you really take note of the surface that you're running on and how it might affect times. So what a day to be alive. We're running alongside the lovely River Ancombe on the right. We've got trees sheltering us, and I'm just passing through the 1k mark now in 4 minutes and 4 seconds. Now remember, this series is called Project 39. That's because I'm trying to beat 40 minutes for 10k. To do that, obviously, I need to run at just under 4 minutes per kilometre. Just outside that mark at the minute. That time would give us, if extrapolated up to 10k, around 40-45. Not panicking yet, but as I said, my legs aren't feeling particularly poppy, but we're working hard. It's a flat road race. What more could we ask for? So let's keep working and see what the next kilometre brings in terms of time. So we're just heading out now for about 2.5 miles on this flat Lincolnshire road, out to a village where there's going to be a little climb, loop of the village, and all the way back on the route that we are currently running out of Brigg on. We come back into Brigg for a short loop and then finish the race. Really straightforward course. So just going through the 2 kilometre mark, that split 4:02.8. So at the minute, it's still possible that I could run a season's best and a compact PB of under 40 minutes and 35 seconds. I had been hoping, obviously, in this series to get under 40 minutes. I don't think that's going to happen today. Let's keep pushing on and see what today's result brings. As you can see, the chap we just passed on the left, there's also something called the military challenge going on. There's some people who went off, I think, in full military kit with heavy backpacks. They set off about 15 minutes before the main 10k race, and they're doing the full loop. So hats off to them for lugging all that heavy weight all the way around this course, and they got plenty of encouragement from the runners all the way around. So I said during this training block there were 4 things I was going to try and focus on in order to get that sub 40 10k. So how have they been going? Well, the strength and conditioning has been going fantastically. In fact, probably too well, and I was a little bit heavy lead coming into this race. We'd also had a deep sports massage from our sports therapist Joe on Friday, so maybe not the freshest of legs coming into this. I've also said I would be focusing on doing some top end speed. I have in fact done the same session twice already. I'll be doing it again this coming week and featuring that on the channel. The other 2 things I said I'd be doing would be continuing to focus on my running form, which has been going okay. And the 4th element is going to be some weight loss. We've got a bit stuck on there, but we are going to revisit the diet and look at ways which I can shed that little bit of extra timber, which I think will help get me under 40 minutes for 10k. So through kilometre 3, you can see I've dropped pace a little, and it's unlikely I'm going to get anywhere near 40 minutes today, but let's keep pushing on and make the best of this lovely morning. So 4th kilometre, 4:07, we're definitely dropping off any sort of target pace. It's going to be one of those days where we just enjoy the run, put the effort in, bank it as a training effect, and then move forward. So just before halfway, you've got a significant climb. We're just coming to the top of that climb now, and we're going to swing a left. You can see some of the leaders coming back down. I believe the male race was running about 31.5 minutes, and the fastest female time was in the 33:40. So potentially quick course. So you can see the cones out to keep the runners going up, away from crashing into the runners coming down. We're just going to swing a left. So you can see the effect of the climb on that 5th kilometre split, slowest yet, halfway in 2047. Hopefully we're going to break 42 minutes still. I know that we're going to go downhill once we've looped around the village, so should be able to do a slight negative split, hopefully, if things are going okay. So just finishing the loop of the village there and coming back down, and you can see all the runners passing up, just about to do the loop of the village too. Now this is a fantastic sight. I went on the Curly's Athletes group Facebook page after this race, and it's really inspiring to see so many people for whom this was a first 10k. They might have run it in well over an hour, but they're so proud that they're giving it their all. And what a wonderful thing on this Sunday morning. Yeah, there's people running 31 minutes, ex-international runners at the front. There's people like me trying to reclaim some past glories and get back under 40 minutes. There's people on the way up. There's people getting maybe slower in their running as they go through the years. But I know of many people in this race giving it their all, wanting to, as I say, get a new PB overall, people doing their first race entirely, people trying to hit a season's best. I know a few clubs are using this as a club championship as well. Every individual had their reason for being in this race, and you just see it on people's faces, just a massive respect, mutual respect for everybody throughout this field, giving their everything, through all the different age categories, all the different backgrounds, all the different reasons for running. That for me is what being a competitive runner is all about. It's not just about your individual times, it's about respect for everybody and everybody's effort that's been left out on these Lincolnshire country lanes this morning. So kilometre 6 has started to come back down, and I go through in 4:08.8. So we're not going to hit anywhere near 40 minutes, probably around 41 minutes. But let's keep pushing, enjoying being part of this wonderful group of runners out here on Sunday morning, and push back towards the town of Brigg. So you can probably see from that speeded up footage, I'm overtaking you. If you're overtaking me, I think I'm maintaining consistent pace, and we come through 7 kilometres in just over 4 minutes and 7 seconds. So at least maintaining some sort of consistency here. So say because of the heaviness in my legs, because of the week's activities, I don't have that extra gear I can maintain. In fact, when I looked at the final stats back a few weeks ago at Knutsford, where I ran that 40:35, my average heart rate for the race was 174. Today, when I checked at the end, it was 172. So that's 2 beats a minute. So what does that mean in terms of time? Well, I have a little calculation that for every beat per minute, it's worth 3 seconds a mile. So if I'd have been able to get my heart rate today as high as I did at Knutsford, that is 2 beats per minute, which is 6 seconds a mile. It's about 18 seconds over a 10k distance. And look at the time I'll end up with. 18 seconds off that I would have been reasonably okay with as a race performance today. So funny part of the race, this 7k onwards, I know I'm not on for any stellar kind of time, so there's no incentive to really push on and go to the wall. Maybe that should wait for a few weeks time. But on the other hand, I don't just want to throw in the towel and jog in. As you can see, I can see a handful of runners just in front of me, and I think, well, let's just focus on them, maybe try and reel them in, and that's my incentive and motivation to keep pushing through these final 3 kilometres. So I can see the 8 kilometre mark in the distance, and I go through there in 4:05.5, so at least we seem to be picking up a little bit of speed, chasing that little group of runners in front. So to speed up the footage here because it's somebody chasing his own shadow down a country lane in Lincolnshire. So there we go, through 9k 4:08.4, so maintaining some sort of consistent pace, and then we've just got the last kilometre to go. So it was at this point that the camera on my Insta360 died, and I thought, what a real shame, because the end of this race had some fantastic crowds going to the town centre. But if you are going to run out of camera battery, it's really good if there is somebody running very close time to you who's actually also running with a camera fixed to his head. So thanks to Andy from Run Parking With Me for providing footage for the last minute or so of this race. So Andy is running, as I say, very close to where I am, so you get a sense of what it's like coming back into the town. You can see crowds lining the side of the route there on both sides of the road. We're just about to take a left turn and then it's about 100 yards to the finish area. Real nice sound coming from the crowds there, cheering all the way, cheering all the runners through. So it's a really fantastically supported race for the town of Brigg. So big thanks for Curly's athletes for putting on this race. Big thanks to all the other competitors for providing a fantastic atmosphere. Big thanks to the people of Brigg for turning out and supporting this race. And what a lovely way to spend a Sunday morning. So in other news, Dawn was also running this race, and despite running a marathon last week, the Yorkshire Marathon, she finished in a 1 second season's PB of 44 minutes and 12 seconds, which is enough to secure her first female 60. So here she is getting a prize. So we're just on our cool down now. 41:20 my official race time. Obviously not Project 39 material, but there are plenty of positives to take from that day. Legs are absolutely battered, by the way, and I think that's a function of, as I said earlier, been really hammering down on the weights this week, looking to produce more strength, more conditioning, and it's a long process. In the words of the great Johnny Cash, I walk the line, and that's the line between sitting down too much, which I do a lot of in the working week, and then compensating by doing loads of activation and strength work. I don't have a lifestyle that is naturally tuned to movement, so it's getting a fine balance between doing enough to activate and not doing so much I feel heavy. But now I'm joined by the winner of the female 60 category at the 2024 Brigg Poppy 10k. So how was it for you?
I felt quite strong, relaxed. Legs were a bit heavy in the final couple of miles, but then that's understandable as I'm only 7 days or 6 days post-marathon. So yeah, no, positive, felt relaxed. And a massive well done to one of my coached athletes who hit her target today, which she's been looking to do for a little while now. So well done you, you know who you are.
Well done you. And well done to Keith. It's always been the local people, the people you know, who have the same sort of demands as you have, the same opportunities you have, who produce those fantastic times, and it keeps me going, hoping I can get back to that standard eventually. And a massive thank you to everyone who came and said hello to us. Loads of people today. Obviously it's quite local to us, so it was really nice to speak to you, and well done all of you on running well, or at least having a good day at the Brigg Poppy 10k. So positive to me, race I've never done before. I always like to do new races, particularly road 10ks. I had a solid run, pacing was even, was able to push a bit at the end, and I know when I'm feeling fresher on a slightly quicker course, there's obviously more to come. And next to come is the Wilmslow Festive 10k. 4 weeks from now I'll actually try and arrive there fresh and ready to fight. Not literally fight. So I hope you've enjoyed our coverage from the Brigg Poppy 10k. If you have, please give this video a like, and if you'd like to see how I get on progressing towards sub 40 10k, then please subscribe to the channel. So until next time, keep on keeping on.
Keep on keeping on.